Hello, everybody. This is my reflection on our assignment 2. The group that I was in was our collaborative learning group, and the thing I focused on mainly was the blended and flipped classroom model. So, from this assignment, I learned a lot about the different collaborative learning models. I mainly focused on the blended learning model, and if you look at this picture, it's a blender and it has all these different components that forms together the entire model. It talks a lot about how you're connecting your learning to the internet. It talks a lot about your online learning. It off branches to different social media. You can incorporate project based learning inside of this blended learning model, and also some face to face time. One thing that I learned in this blended learning model is a lot of teachers tend to use the station rotation model where the students are undergoing different stations, and one station is like a teacher led station, the second station is like independent work, and then the third station would be like some sort of group work with some interactive online simulation. So this blended learning is just a whole bunch of different resources come together to create a more personalized learning experience for each individual student. The other collaborative learning model that I focused on was the flipped classroom model. So if you take a look at this image over here, it talks about the traditional classroom where the instructor prepares materials to be delivered in class, and it's more like a lecture style with some guided instruction in the class, and the students are there taking notes, and then at home they're assigned different homework assignments that relate to things that were talked about in class. The flipped classroom is opposite of the traditional classroom. So at home, these students are watching videos and understanding the content from the videos that the instructor provides and records, and then shares these lectures to the students at home. So they'll be watching the videos at home and taking notes at home and try to prepare for in-class activities the next day where they're implementing their knowledge of video or in content that they learned at home and then doing online activities. So the homework aspect, which they would normally do at home, they're now doing it in class with the teacher's guidance. Some things I learned basically about collaborative learning. When doing this assignment, I learned a lot that collaborative learning is actually proven to be more beneficial than individual learning. When students and adults are working together through individual problems, they tend to work better and their outcome is usually more positive if they're working through material with other group members and other students instead of actually just trying to figure out things on their own. There are many different collaborative learning techniques besides the flipped classroom and blended learning model that don't really utilize technology. You can do like a station rotation, you can do like a project-based learning activity. All of that can incorporate different collaborative learning techniques even if you don't have technology inside of the classroom. Some takeaways from this collaborative learning activity and assignment. Again, when you're working in a collaborative group in a classroom, students tend to have a more positive experience and a more positive outcome in order to understand the material better. It's proven that if students are asking each other instead of the teacher, they tend to understand content better because the teacher might have one way to deliver the information and other students or their peers might have a different way that helps with understanding. Technology can be implemented in multiple ways to assist this collaborative learning process using either the blended learning or the flipped classroom model. And then how effective to use the blended learning model and flipped classroom model was something that I focused on in this assignment, what it is and how best can you utilize this in the classroom. And then lastly, in this assignment, I was exposed to many different resources and studies and publications that all my different group members did that focused on overall collaborative learning and different barriers that teachers can face when trying to implement collaborative learning in the classroom. Thank you for watching.